What's up, Red Wings fans? Welcome to today's edition of the Forecheck, live from right here at Little Caesars Arena. I'm Daniella Bruce, joined by Kal. And Ken, we've got some breaking news right now. The Red Wings did partake in a trade. Nick Jensen for Madison Bowie from Washington. Defenseman for defenseman. What do you think of this trade here?
Well, first and foremost, I just want to say to Nick Jensen that he was a consummate professional and he did everything that the organization asked him to do. And I think he's really going to fit in well with the Washington Capitals. With that said, Madison Bowie comes to Detroit. He adds a little size to the blue line core, 6'2", about 198, almost 200 pounds, can play a physical game when needed. And so kind of an even trade-off. Both of them, Jensen and Bowie, are right-handed shots, so it should help out back on the blue line.
And Bowie being just 23 years old, what did you think of that?
Well, he adds to the Red Wings youth movement in the future, Daniella, and that's what I think about him is he fits in. He's 23 years old, and now when some of your veteran players, I call them veterans, but they're young now, Athanasiou, Mantha, Larkin, when they start getting up in age, he's going to be right in there with them. So I think it's a good trade for Detroit.
And those guys you just mentioned looked like veterans here at Little Caesars Arena the other night, especially in the third period. We had Chicago in town, and we were down again 4-1 heading into that third period, and the Red Wings made another comeback almost.
Well, it certainly was a great comeback, Daniella, and you got to give credit to Larkin and Athanasiou. They had both of the goals for Detroit, 2 apiece. And how about Anthony Mantha? We talked about him on our last show. 4 assists in the hockey game. That time, that top line was awesome. And you and I were talking about the second, third, and fourth line. I think tonight they need some more balance. So with that said, it wouldn't be surprising if you put Nyquist on the top line again, Mantha on the second line, Athanasiou on the third, just to get a little balance.
Yeah, I was wondering if you thought that we were going to see those changes. We're definitely going to need the whole team tonight to bring in the Minnesota Wild, which is who we are facing off against tonight. Carly Johnston was in the locker room earlier today, and she got some sound from the guys, so let's throw it over to her.
Thanks, Daniella. Morning skate was optional today with some good and bad news coming from it. The good news is Abdelkader is confirmed to play tonight after battling with the flu, and Helm as well after taking a puck in Wednesday night's game. Bad news is Jimmy Howard is out with the flu. It's going around, you guys. Make sure you wash your hands. But let's go see what the guys had to say about the game tonight against the Minnesota Wild.
They had a big win last night, and added some pieces and subtracted some as well. So we'll see. They're going to be hungry, and we have to be as well.
No Niederreiter, no Coyle. Rask is hurt. Donato had a nice assist last night. I still think the framework of what they are is similar. They're a big, heavy, strong team. They can really grind you in the O-zone. They're very, very good in front of their net defensively. They give up the least amount of shots in the slot in the league, and so they've got a good goalie. And they're obviously a team whose level of desperation is high based on where the Western Conference standings are and how close they are in the playoff picture. And obviously last night's win was big for them. So we got to make sure we come out like we have had a focus all year long and play our best hockey. And we know if we play our best hockey, we're in a position to win the hockey game now, and then we got to make the plays to win it.
Well, there you have it. The Red Wings need to play a full 60 minutes of hockey tonight to pick up 2 crucial points against the Minnesota Wild. Let's go, Red Wings. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Carly and Ken. You heard Coach talking there about the Western Conference wild card standings. Take a look at how close that is. With the win last night, the Wild is in a spot, but it is close.
Well, it certainly is, and boy, I'll tell you what, it's going to go down to the final game of the regular season, I think, Daniella. And my theory is whoever gets hot in the end and can put a run together, that's the team that's going to make it in. Minnesota, they're struggling right now. They need some offense. The Avalanche, they've got offense, but they haven't really been doing much lately. Arizona's hanging in there. We saw the Hawks the other night. They're terrific. Vancouver hanging in as well. So just pick a name out of the hat, I guess, and we'll find out who's going to make it and who isn't.
So before last night's game, Minnesota had been shut out twice. They lost 4-0, 2 games in a row. And in a trade for them, they acquired Ryan Donato, who was in last night. It was his first game in a Wild's uniform. He had 2 assists on the night. Do you think that is just a coincidence, or do you think he's going to add something to this offense?
Well, I think his playing time is going to increase with the Minnesota Wild. He only had 9 points in 34 games with the Boston Bruins, so that added playing time, I believe, will result in some offense and some points for him. Is he the guy that's going to take him over the edge? I'm not sure. Again, they're missing some top players on their team. We mentioned Koivu and Dumba. He'll be a welcome addition, but I don't know if he's the key guy that's going to take them over the top.
All right, and the Red Wings are gonna need some help tonight, like you said, from their second, third, and fourth lines. What is the major key to a victory against the Wild tonight?
Well, we talked about playing in the offensive zone and grinding it out. I think the top line did that in the game against the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Red Wings need to do that. We mentioned the adjustments where Nyquist will go on the top line, Mantha on the second line, Athanasiou on the third. That should provide 3 top scoring lines for Detroit. But I think the power play is going to be key for Detroit. The Minnesota Wild, they've given up 12 power play goals in their last 14 games. So if you can take advantage of the power play, get the timely power play goals, Red Wings can win and get the 2 points.
Yeah, we're looking for those 2 points. Got to see them capitalize on those power plays. And guys, we know that you want to come down here. Get your tickets to come down. And if you do, look at this giveaway for tonight, guys. You're going to get some free coasters if you're one of the first 7,500 fans in the building. So get your tickets and come down here now. And here you go. You can see these again. Look at these, Ken.
Those are beautiful.
Perfect for your drinks, right? These are great. You don't want to miss out on these. But we understand if you can't make it down here, you can always catch the game on Fox Sports Detroit. And, of course, listen to it with your very own Ken Kale. Ken always does a great job. And Ken does a great job on this show. Thanks so much for being here again, Ken.
Always a pleasure, and go Wings.
Oh, go Wings, guys. Thank you. We'll see you next time.